Hey guys, Lane the Sleuth here, and we are talking about case 3 of the Casebook of Arne. This is a one-off case, but before we continue, I just want to point something out. Last week I said that the recap was episodes 1 through 6. I was wrong. It's actually episodes 1 through 5. Episode 6 is this case, and this is a standalone case that uh this is based on a game, and that it did not show up in the game, so it's anime only. But the premise of this episode is that a mermaid comes to the detective agency and says, I want you to determine why my lover tried to kill me. My lover came at me with a needle. I defended myself and I ended up killing her. I want you to figure out why. Now, I immediately knew the answer to this. Because if you're familiar with mermaid lore, you'll know that there is a rumor which is persistent in folklore and in media that if you eat mermaid flesh, you will become immortal. We don't know if this is true. We don't know if media has ever said this is true. I don't think it is. Obviously, mermaids aren't real, but I don't think it's ever been determined whether in media this is a real thing that would happen. I don't think so. But I immediately knew, oh, her lover was trying to become immortal. I assumed that she was trying to take her blood so that she wouldn't have to like eat her flesh, and so that she could just drink the blood. But it's a little more complicated than that. I like the fact that they go through and they basically have her show them where the needle mark is. They have her show her, how it went down, what happened. They show that the lover was obviously getting older, and in mermaid reality, things look younger. So what ended up happening was they said, well, your lover was actually very old, and she wanted to spend the rest of her life with you, but she realized she didn't have a lot of time left, so she decided to try and take your blood to see if she could experiment. Obviously, you saw her coming at you and you just defended yourself. And I think that they think it's very sad. I also am not crazy about the bury your gays trope. I'm kind of torn on it. I think it's a very sweet episode, but at the same time, I wish they would have come at it at another way, because it's 2026. We don't need to be doing that trope anymore. Um, I wish they had just said, your lover got old and died, and she was still alive by the time that this happened, and that you didn't actually kill her. But obviously, they did not say that. Also, one thing I want to point out is, as I mentioned last week, um, Arnie likes he took the heart out of the demon, but in reality, the demon did not die. Or the vampire lord. It's not a demon, it's a vampire lord. He didn't die. Instead, Arnie stuffed his soul into a stuffed pillow, and so he is now basically hanging out at Arnie's house. And that's a very funny concept to me, because basically it means that we're just gonna get this slew of stuffed animals just hanging around his house and causing chaos. Also, there's a stuffed sheep who brings him his cases, and I think that's absolutely adorable. I love the little sheepy. That's so cute. There's not a lot to this case. It was very straightforward, but I think next week we're gonna go back to the longer cases. So it might be a week or two until we get another on the channel. But if you like this content, you can go to my TikTok and follow me as Miss Media, where I do short, blurby reviews of the shows I'm watching. I'm not doing this season, mostly because it's halfway through, but starting next season, I will be doing that. You can also follow me under retail theater, where I do retail sketches and taste testings and other stuff to do with work skits and stuff like that. You can also follow me on my Tumblr, where my asks are always open. I have a Patreon that you guys can follow, where you can request shows for me to watch. Remember, I have the gaming channel and Elaine the Gamer, which I still need to change, but where I mostly play Steam games. We will play some sleuth games here, but I also have Miss Media on YouTube, which you can follow, which I need to start posting on, and I have Lane in Real Life on YouTube. So if you like this content, please follow me anywhere you can. I need those follows. And I will see you next week.